In light of the recent news, here's a question every business owner should consider. How well is your company protected against lawsuits including discrimination, wrongful termination, and sexual harassment in the workplace? If an employee or a customer made a claim, true or not, could your business afford the legal costs? That's why it's important to review your business insurance and consider updating your coverage. Erie Insurance can help protect you and set you up with the right amount of coverage for your size of business and at a competitive price. Imagine, for example, local restaurant owner Joe. Joe is known around town for his successful pizza parlors. The calzones are to die for. Last month, one of his cooks, Scott, was let go after being written up 3 times for being tardy. While Joe hates firing any employee, he really didn't have any choice but to let Scott go. A few weeks later, Joe received a letter from Scott's attorney that Scott was suing him for wrongful termination. Joe was shocked and worried. He knew that more often than not, these cases settled for tens of thousands of dollars, an amount that could very well put him out of business. Even though he had followed proper hiring practices and done nothing wrong, he knew he'd have to hire a lawyer to defend the business and possibly gear up for a court case. Fortunately, Joe had purchased insurance coverage from Erie Insurance. He remembered discussing employment liability risks with his local agent, Kristen, and he had ultimately decided to add employment practices liability insurance to his policy. When he called Kristen to find out what his options were, she explained that the coverage he had would cover liability damages and defense costs from charges brought against him from employees. He was relieved he'd followed his agent's guidance. Also, as an Erie customer, Joe has access to loss prevention information at no cost through a website made available by Hartford Steam Boiler, Erie's partner in offering this coverage, and could call a legal advice helpline supported by an employment defense law firm. Plus, he has access to scores of online resources, including sample employee handbooks, policies, and checklists, and a library of online training programs. And because Joe's business routinely deals with the public, he added the third-party coverage to his account to protect him from any allegations made against his employees for discrimination or harassment. With Erie Insurance in his corner, Joe could rest easy and focus on more important things, like which pizza should be on special this month, meat lovers or veggie. Because Joe followed proper HR practices, Scott's case was ultimately dismissed. But what a good feeling Joe had knowing he had Erie in his corner. Like Joe, you could face similar liability, and it's crucial that you're protected. With a variety of limits available from $10,000 to $2 million, we have coverage that can meet your business's needs and fit your budget. Talk to an Erie Insurance agent today.